Origin8 mechanically actuated hydraulic brake caliper. Not the newest concept out there, but it might be new to you. That's what we're talking about today on Welcome back, bicycle people. In the past, we've made a video about a similar product where we talked about the different kind of disc brake systems available for bicycles. I'm not going to go into that today, so we're just going to put these down and share that link. I suggest you watch that video also in conjunction with this one. Today, we're just going to go over the Origin8 Vise Mechanical Hydraulic Brake Caliper. The Vise Mechanical Hydraulic Caliper comes in 3 different versions. What I have here is the post-mount road brake version. They make it in a post-mount mountain bike version, and they also make it in the more modern flat mount, which you're seeing on a lot of the road bikes and gravel bikes coming out, even some new BMX bikes. The only difference between the road and the mountain that I'm aware of is the length of cable pull on the lever. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get this out of the box and let's get a nice close look. Okay, packaging wise, pretty standard cardboard box. Inside the box we have the caliper itself, standard instruction sheet, and the IS to post mount adapter, 160 on the front, 140 on the rear. Okay, once we get it out of the box, we can see pretty nice graphics. This, like I said before, this is the post-mount version. Here we can see this is the toolless cable adjustment, so you can get it dialed in here without needing Allen keys, which not every brake in the world you can do that. Separator spring, and the Vise graphics. Okay, this is a full hydraulic caliper, meaning that when it is actuated, it moves both brake pads so that way it is self-adjusting and a lot less maintenance. Now, if you do need to do maintenance on this caliper, the brake pads are held in with one retaining bolt. Pretty simple to move. And just squeeze the brake pads. Might have to fight with them a little bit. They'll come right out with the return spring. And then there's 2 bleed ports. One here on the, I guess that's the inboard side of the brake caliper. And then the other one is just in front of the master cylinder there. That way it makes it nice and simple. You can bleed the brake caliper, do a complete, pretty much full brake fluid flush every time you do a maintenance on it, because there's actually so little brake fluid in here compared to a full hydraulic caliper going up all the way the hose into the master cylinder on the brake, on the handlebars. So the fluid check should be pretty simple. Maintenance seems pretty easy. I don't know how often at this point that you'd have to do it, but we'll give that a shot, and we'll see how long these last before they need a maintenance. The Vise caliper ships with an organic compound brake pad. Now, Origin8 sells multiple compounds from their site and through their suppliers, so that way you can fine-tune, your brake feel depending on your needs. If you can't order them, or you don't have the time to wait for an order and you need to get down to your bike shop to keep your bike running, the brake pad is based off of an existing Shimano backing plate. So most bike shops probably have these in stock. It's a pretty common design, and it should be able to keep you rolling, and it'll fit all your needs. Now, they say this is a plug-and-play design, so let's throw the bike up on the bike stand. I'm going to throw this on the front of my bike, and we're going to see how easy this is to install from my regular brake caliper. Alright, I got the bike up on the stand. Got the tools needed we're gonna use, just an Allen head, and we're gonna get this going. Now, some of you might be asking, why am I using the road version of the brake caliper on a dirt jumper mountain bike with flat bars? Well, I'm using a BMX style brake lever, which is the shorter pull type of cable lever. If you're using a mountain bike style lever that is made for cantilever or linear V brakes, then you'll want to go with the mountain bike version because those require a longer cable pull to get the right feel and leverage. Alright, let's zoom in and let's see how easy it is to change out the caliper. Okay, as you can see, extremely simple. 3 bolts. The 2 mounting bolts, 1 for the cable, the pinch bolt, and you're set. You just changed over your brake system from a fully mechanical to a mechanical hydraulic, self-adjusting hydraulic brake system. The only thing left to do is take it outside, take it for a test ride. Let's see how they feel. Okay, I just got back in from an initial ride. I didn't film all of it. A lot of it was just getting the brake pads seated in, bedded into that rotor, getting the cables adjusted and making sure everything was good. Once we did that, I did just rode it around, did some quick stops, did some easy stops, just did some little brake checks to see how the initial feel was, did a couple real hard stops, you know, put the bike up on the front wheel. Works pretty good. So if you're right off the bat, if you're transferring over from a mechanical caliper, you'll notice an increased crispness in the brake feel, meaning that instead of having the longer level pull and having the brakes not come on strong initially and then kind of ramp up, you'll get a nice crisp bite point where the brake pads grab very nice right at the beginning. That's the hydraulic system putting the movement down immediately. And then just a good solid feel, a good planted feel with less overall cable travel than when you're running the pure mechanical. Okay, so like I said, this was just the initial ride. Just to kind of let you know how exactly the brake feels. And we're going to do a longer ride, leave them on the bike for a while, test them out, and we're going to do a comparison video coming up. And I'll be able to let you know how these act in the intermediate to long term. So again, somebody might be asking, who is a good candidate for mechanical hydraulic brakes? Right off the bat, I can think of road riders who have cable disc brakes existing on their bike, gravel bike riders, so that way you can still run cable operated brake levers with multiple positions, kind of like the cyclocross levers up on the centers. Still have some levers in the drop bar. Then you can have the hydraulic power, you know, down at the wheels. Some of the modern BMX bikes are coming with disc brakes. This is a great way to be able to have hydraulic brakes on your bike, but still have the ease of trimming and setting the hose and cable length with the, you know, using the mechanical cables instead of having to trim and rebleed the hose every time. Makes that process much more simple. So as I mentioned with the comparison, instead of doing a longer term test on this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Origin8 Vise Mechanical Hydro, we're going to put it side by side with the TRP High Road Mechanical Hydraulic Brake Caliper, and we're going to test them. We're going to check them out side by side for everything we can. Weight, price, performance, anything else we can think of, we can figure out how to test these against each other. We're going to do it. We're going to see which one comes out on top, or if there is a top. We'll see. They might just be very similar products. That's what we're going to find out. So, thanks for tuning into this one. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe so you know when the next video is coming out, and I'll see you next time.